What's going on, people? Sorry, I had to start a little bit late today. But I hope you guys are all doing good. We got to do this really dope page yesterday on stream. I really like the way it turned out. Still a few things that I want to like change here and there. But for the most part, I could like leave it as is and come back to it later if I really want to. I know I want to have the background probably be like a gray. That way, the steam or the smoke that's coming off of his hands will kind of stick out a bit. I gave it a little bit of line weight to it, not too much. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more line weights along his character here, but for the most part, I think it looks pretty good. That's what I'm going for. So before stream, like usual, I usually start on some material. Try and make sure I get a little bit of progress done in between all the other things I usually do for the day. Try to come back and do some more work on the pages before the stream starts. And this is where I'm at now. I'll be working on this from here on out on the stream until I get, an hour or two over with the stream. So I've already kind of done the characters for this panel here. It's like my first pass essentially. And then I go ahead and do a little bit more. One moment. Alright. So I'm still thinking that I'm gonna probably end up coming back to like do more background stuff. Kinda enjoying just working on the character art. Which I'm probably gonna start doing more tomorrow. I'm not gonna like necessarily like finish every single page and then come back to it. What I'm gonna do is try to like do a certain amount of them and then go over it and create more finished line work for the backgrounds and whatnot. Go ahead and add this bubble here. Now, another thing I've been trying to focus on also is kind of like creating like broken lines here and there. I noticed like if you, what I mean is kind of like just leaving a gap between a line. That's like it's like a shape. So like if you were to like draw something and it'd be like let's see, like the profile of a face, right? And you could do it like this, where you just kind of use all the lines and fit everything together. You do it like that. I'm also like thinking like if you were to like break up those lines a bit, it might look cooler. So like you like stop right there, like go forward. You could like stop right there, or like what would it be like right here? No, go like that, right? And then you could like leave a little space right there for the edge of the lip. You could also do the same here. I don't know, it just looks a little bit more interesting. I don't actually know if you can see that. Let me move this over. But like being able to kind of like leave the gaps there instead of like using it, it's out of focus. Instead of like using it completely. Like this has, no gaps really. It's just like solid. And this actually leaves those gaps. It actually looks just a little bit more appealing to me. So I'm also trying to do that more with like a lot of things in my art. Because I find like when you consistently have the same style of like line width going around like every single object that you draw, it kind of flattens it. It essentially, becomes like a flat character, literally. Um, I'm trying to just add a bit of character to some of my lines. I think the first time I noticed that was when I was studying from a Bleach comic. I noticed when he was inking, when Tite Kubo was inking a lot of his work, he would leave these little spaces. I thought it may have been like an error or something, but even if it was, because I'm not out here reading Japanese interviews or anything like that. I don't know if that type of stuff even exists as far as like him going over that specific part of his work. But I found it appealing, so I kind of wanted to make sure when I did get older and had more skill that I tried to do it myself. And then I started noticing it everywhere, like in some people's background art. If you ever try to like do background art with one consistent line, you start to realize just how professionals have an edge over you because their stuff doesn't look flat. And you're like, why? That's one of the reasons why. Not that they're good with dimensionality, but also the fact that they vary their line weights and they leave open spaces to add more dimension. You know, because all this stuff is going to be viewed at a very small percentage comparatively. Like it's going to be smaller form factor when you finally do see it in a book or even on a screen. So it's not going to be the size that you work at it with. Yeah, bro, we're definitely alive. What do you mean? Oh, you mean like you can hear me breathing? Yes, we live. Good one. Hey, Adil, when's blacksmith, bro? Oh, you did a quick super one? Nice. When's blacksmith, bro? Hmm. Great question. I want to continue chapter 7, but I have to line and draw chapter 3. Wow, you're that far? What do you mean, chapter 7? So that means you're storyboarding for it? I think that means you're storyboarding for it. pencil's starting to get a little bit dull, so I'm going to grab another pencil. Storyboards are up to 6, and I want to finish Arc 0 and Arc 1 first. Alright. Well, that's freaking cool, though. So about 20-ish chapters, give or take, how crazy I want to be. You mean pages, right? What are you saying? I hope you mean pages, not chapters. I want to finish the dummy storyboards first, since I just need to clean up the last 3 pages. Okay. Okay, I'm about to say, like, oh, man, like, here we go again. It's about to be worried. Of course, someone's just blasting their car horn right now. No, why did I do that? Elbow, forearm. Okay. No. Why did I do this part again? Looks a little off, but we'll worry about that later. So he has that. There should be a small shadow here. Curve it towards here. Light source. Alright, light source again. Yeah, I think this is turning out pretty cool. I don't know if it's gonna beat my previous page though, as far as like me liking it. I really do dig the previous page as well, but I'm gonna try and make it the best page I can though. Don't want to do the eyes just yet, so I guess I'll start off with the hair. And for some reason this shape of this line looks a bit off. probably because it wouldn't be like that. It'd be more like this. Nope, still looks bad. Okay, so we have that. So we can go ahead and add some details inside this. And add some details to this arm, a little shadow. Of course, since this is closer here, feel better. Part for the elbow. This part for the hands. And I kind of feel like this line here is a bit wrong. Hey, how's it going? OG-san. Guess I can start putting in more details here and there now. Doing good, how about you? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. You've posted your safe for work and not safe for work stuff. You're okay. Alright. I seen that you were talking about your tier list stuff on online. Talking about changing some of your tier list things. I'm gonna go ahead and add this sound effect in here. Oh, for Patreon. Yeah, I want to get some of the old stuff I did out there and give some context into all the one-shots. Word. Yeah, I was thinking about what extra to do with my Patreon as well. And other than the little tips and trick type stuff that I'm doing as far as like character design and telling a story a certain way, I definitely want to get some more Divinity content out there, and Patreon might be the perfect place to start. Well, to start again, producing things like that for everyone. Hmm, like the blacksmith one shot, V metal one shot, power creep one shot, and I want to do not safe work polls. Hmm. Well, that should probably help out a lot. I know your fan base seems to be really into your content like that, into that type of content specifically. All right, I'll fill that in a bit. Shouldn't like this face. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing kind of like a similar thing. I'm wanting to like I said, get more Divinity content out there, and probably want to put out some one-shot stuff. The thing is, like, it's already like a decent amount of it's already out there. But what I want to do is like create some high quality PDFs, because that's what's not out there, right? Each one of these sites are gonna have their limitations, per upload of like how much quality they can have in each chapter on each page. Frustrated because I don't got no one but OG and you. Oh, um, I don't know. I don't have anything for that one. I mean, I haven't really delved into that world full force yet. But when I do, I'll talk to you about it. And then I know my time. Yeah, they're busy. They're doing all the other stuff that they're doing, just like you're busy. But yeah, I want to get some of my one shots together, and I want to do some Divinity content. And kind of get all that stuff together so that I can show people, some of my Patreon subscribers, some of my best quality content that I can. Wonder what tier that should be. Alright, honestly, it's just that not safe for work chat, and doesn't give me any feedback, and I just feel I'm talking to a wall for real. I want to see you do some four comments for today. Yeah, I was thinking about actually doing some. Um, I want to do like some comedy ones, and I want to do like some light-hearted slice of life type ones, I guess. Both of them would just be good for the readership, because then you could uh you could see the comedy aspect of some of the situations, some of the stuff going through my head or other people's heads when I create the stuff and talk about it. And then you would also have the the other aspect of it that gives you another side to the characters you're following. And I think that's very beneficial. I hear they do that in Kenyan, and I also can tell, well, I feel like I can tell that's what they do per episode with like Jujutsu Kaisen. And those little bits actually got pretty funny over time. Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet. I know Dio wants me to check it out, or wants more people to get into King in general. I just haven't made the time to get into it yet, but I will. I will. I promise I will check out King and Ashura. Right now I'm checking out Blade of the Immortal. It's uh it's just fun kind of to look at, and I read it every now and then. But I really dig the artwork. The person who draws Blade of the Immortal can definitely draw their butt off. They're so good. Though in like the first 10 to 15 chapters, there were a few cuts here and there, like panels, that I definitely can say were hard to read. Um, it could have just been I wasn't used to what that character was doing, or it just didn't read as well as I thought it could. But I still stopped and was like, I can't really understand what's happening here. But I'm just gonna go to the next panel. Why are you so violent? What's happening, bro? What's the problem with Blade of the Immortal? At least for you. Oh, I'm just a hater. Well, at least you're admitting at least you're admitting it. Alright, let's see here. So pants are black, but I'm gonna find a way to add some texture to that. Yeah, now you should also check out Tough, man. I don't know if you would like to check it out from the beginning. Don't know if you're in it for that long of the journey type thing, but I think Tough has some of the best fight scenes I've ever read in manga. It's very nice to read. It has like some of these older techniques of like just drawing an action scene, doing fight scenes. And I'm like, hold up, I never thought of doing it that way. That's always like the funnest thing. Sometimes when you, as like you draw too, you create this type of stuff too. When you see other people's approaches, and you're like, oh wow, like that's cool. even if it doesn't genuinely work for like the aesthetic you're going for. Like, just to know that another technique like that exists is always eye-opening. It's always cool to have different ways to do a thing. Has anyone been reading any manga lately? Any comics? I know that the crocodile over here is reading Future State. Oh, you're back to reading Orient? You're a big fan of the person who worked on Magi, I remember. I forget her name. Is it Shinobu or something? Shinobu Atako. Why'd you put just? I wish she would give me a. Oh man. Okay, bro. That's how you feel, I guess. Yeah, I think that her artwork is like fantastic. I'm not so into her action scenes, but I know she can write her butt off, and I know she can create some really dope looking moments. So that's always great. I think she's really good, and I hear Magi's pretty dang on good too. I've only made it through all the anime parts. I didn't finish what's it called, the Sinbad anime, but I got to the end of both seasons of Magi. I do wonder why it ended though. Should have definitely come out with more. Alright, it says her actions kind of decent, but her character interactions are so good. Like the flow from low stakes to explosion to exposition. I said explosion. the the flow from low stakes to exposition to major conflicts feels too good. Okay, shoot. Um, I don't even know who I would compare her to, but either way, like I said, she sounds fantastic. I still want to check out more, and I definitely want to check out Magi. I kind of fell off of Orient. I guess I didn't like the direction it was taking. Just, I don't know, just, I didn't like the way it was going, I guess. But I was just also excited to just see her doing anything else. I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, they get their money, they do really good stuff, and then they don't have a need to come back unless they really want to do it. I wonder sometimes if a lot of the professional comic book artists in like America and stuff like that, if they made as big like successful stuff, would they um would they even keep doing it? It's a stupid question. I'm sure some of them would. Depends on how much they like comics, though. Hmm. Me too, but I feel like it suffered from bad transitions in a few chapters. Which series? Do you feel like Orient, or do you feel like that with like Magi? No, with Orient. Yeah. I think it was cool though, man. I feel like it just wasn't for me, you know. Um, it was cool. The funny thing is, I haven't even like got into like Hunter x Hunter yet. So I don't really. But see, I've actually got spoiled on one of the Hunter x Hunter fights, and craziest things like from that I know that Togashi can draw really good fight scenes, and it's just really impressive to like see that person's work. I made this guy's pupil so small. Is that really what I want to go for? Hmm. Doesn't look that threatening here, but don't know. Okay, I'll go with that. She was doing a lot of establishing. Okay, she was essentially establishing her world, like the actual like world building. Is that what you mean? By the time the plot kicks in, it's two arcs and a main group of three people. Okay. Yeah, I never thought that what's the name of this manga? I never thought that the one that Kishimoto was working on was gonna like get canceled like that. Samurai 8? I didn't think that was gonna get canceled like that. Like I always thought it was just gonna work out. And that's on him. The action sequences were too confusing. Hmm, that's interesting. It's interesting because, Kishimoto can usually plot some really decent action scenes once he does the work to kind of like make sure it's all readable, I would say. Like, he didn't like jump us into Naruto and was like, look, like, this is just the thing. Like, progressively showed us more and more battles and types of techniques that could be pulled off. And through that, we got like a good understanding of like what he was doing with each type of thing. So it got progressively, what I want to say, more complex, but it wasn't as complex to us because we've been paying attention to like all the little key visuals and stuff like that. I mean, exactly. But a storyboard should be able to read. You know what? You know what? Some of the professionals in Japan, when it comes to comics, they don't like draw out storyboards like how like American artists draw out storyboards. They kind of like position the characters on a page, but they don't necessarily need to draw out the pose. What they do is kind of like they'll be like, okay, there's some characters here, but instead of drawing that pose out, they'll just put like something that is supposed to represent that character. Just like if you've ever seen like um storyboard books and it'll be like this, like all right, this character there, you know. And I've even seen some where they'll literally just, have them posing or doing that, and it'll be like, like angry, and they won't waste time, producing like a fully drawn out storyboard for anything. Um, I think that works well if you are well established and your editors already know what your finished product looks like. Then it's fast and it gets the job done quickly. But I don't feel like it's that effective if you really want to plot something out and make it really good. Definitely if you're helping someone else out. Um, like if Kishimoto would have drew those poses out, man, could have been different. I don't know how different, but I don't think that the things wouldn't read well. He said he was writing storyboards. That's what I do. I think he just planned poor visual information this time around. Can you draw Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece? I could, but I doubt he'd look dope in my style. I've tried to draw him before, but I think I could probably do it, but I don't think he would look cool in my style. I should definitely draw him though. It's been a while. Tokyo 64. It's a cool name. called Luffy and my style. And if you can't understand, have a nice day. Thank you, Dark Tokyo 64. I probably won't do it this stream. I'll probably do it in another stream. Yeah. If that's cool. I'm sorry if it's not. I'm just kind of trying to get further on these pages. And I'm not really prepared to do fan art necessarily yet. Unlike this page. Draw my king, bro. I'm already drawing him. Actually, let me see. Is this sharpened? Why is this wobbling? It's really interesting, actually. That could be a cool stream idea, though. Eventually, when I want to do some fan art, I can actually ask people for suggestions of what they would like to see me draw. Be pretty cool. Hey, Adele. Crocodile. You think Luffy's gonna reveal Tiger Man? That could be pretty interesting. It would be really interesting. I'll be really into it. I'll be like, oh snap, he's using Tiger Man. Alright, it's looking pretty cool. Alright, hand keeps hitting this freaking button. Again, I'm definitely gonna go around just to add more like line weights and stuff like that. Just not right now. I mean, I could actually go through here and add some of these panel borders. Alright, and for him, I'm actually not going to give him like a tongue in his mouth. Unlike the previous drawing for Halo, I'm going to actually just leave it blank or black. Alright, it's looking pretty cool. uh, wouldn't you like to know? Um, let's just say yes and no. I just realized I kind of do this thing that a lot of older anime do, where they have like that little shadow in the nose thing. So like old school, actually. I think I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh do it in like the anime form. I've seen a bunch of other people do it. It's interesting. I feel like I'm just noticing it. Like that is something that's not like commonly used anymore, definitely in like anime. But I've definitely grown accustomed to it. Alright, now what else is left? Alright, so we gotta do sound effects here. How do I want to do them? Alright, the last ones I did was with the smoke on the previous page. And I filled those in. Fill those in. No, I didn't fill in the smoke. Previous one I did with the brush pen. But I don't think I need to do it with the brush pen now. So what tool should I use? I think what I usually do is just use like a regular pen and then fill it in. I don't know if I'll do it that time though. I mean this time. That looks fine. Okay, so we got that in there. All I need to do is add in some of the background stuff. Alright, so which tool will I use for this? Let's see. Grab a sheet of paper. Just like I said, the last one was with this. I already put the ink cartridge back in. So I could relatively get some clean lines in there if I wanted to. It kind of has what I want. Could also do an outline and make it more bold. Gonna do it where I can. Alright. Trying to just mimic the shape of the first one I put down. It's kind of like what I'm going for. Okay, I'll just have to. Okay. Just going straight up now, just like that. So we're missing something that looks like this. Essentially. Cool. And we still have a bunch more to do even on this page, definitely with the line weights. Alright, looking a lot better. Hmm. Yeah, it's been pretty fun. It's been pretty enjoyable. I'm just honestly happy to kind of just share the process of working on this with like everyone else who's checking out the stream. I think it's really just a dope thing to be able to do. Alright, that looks like the ball or the thing is really drives me. Yeah, pencil is just when you can get it to work well, it's just really fun. It's really nice. Oh no, it's a tangent that only I would have probably noticed. The best type of tangent. I think the funny thing about tangents is like, I think your brain, you know, as a human, right? We're all about patterns and shapes and stuff like that. It's really hard for us to get around making those patterns. So I think when you draw, you like unintentionally create tangents because like without trying, you're already wired to make uh, certain patterns and consistencies. So art's really interesting in that way too, because like you're fighting against that when you don't want to make tangents. But the funny thing is, there's a bunch of tangents that you probably won't even see until later. It's looking a lot better. Let's go ahead and put more emphasis on the face. Put more emphasis on the outline going around the hand. Yeah, it looks a little iffy, but we'll accept it for now. We'll accept that. Trying to put like an outline around this stuff, but also like make sure it's not completely dead line, because like then it'll really feel flat. So it's looking pretty cool. Hmm. I wonder what Studio Bones is working on. I haven't heard anyone talk about them for a good while. I guess they're still working on producing My Hero Academia. I would assume that's what they're working on. It's been been some time since I've heard people speak their name. Escape the Infinity? What does that mean? What's my son making random noises downstairs? Hades really came out last year and didn't get Game of the Year. That's it's quite interesting. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima also didn't get Game of the Year, so that's also interesting. Last of Us 2 is the only game that came out last year. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, I didn't see anything else that came out that year that could possibly beat The Last of Us 2 because The Last of Us 2 was the only game that came out last year. You said skateboard anime, by the way. Oh, they're working on a skateboard anime. Uh, Bones, I think you're referring to. Nice. Don't think. Wait, I think I have heard of that. I don't know if I've seen anything from it, but I definitely think I heard of them working on it. Now let's go ahead and put on these borders. Panel borders. So, yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about that too much. I'm just gonna say, you know, one day in the future, if anyone's watching these streams, and I have these joints in a portfolio or something like that, it'd be pretty cool to have people react and see it and be like, I remember when you were working on this on stream. Hopefully I'll have all my streams still up on YouTube. Hopefully, right? Okay, so let me think. This page, turn, boom, that's the right page, it's the left page. So that means that this is closed here, and this should be open. Not necessarily open, but yeah, it doesn't actually need to be closed, but I'll finish the drawing on this side, but I won't close it. I'll just make sure I go completely to the end on that side. Should close this one as well. Oh no, I've made a mistake. Good thing I've got that good old whiteout. So I'm going to get back to after, well, actually, I should do it now. I also have a bottle of Missman. Unfortunate. So let me guess, this is that one. This hasn't been used. Do I have to do anything special to make sure it's working? Awesome. Still works. The best part about this stuff is how quickly it actually dries. Now I'm gonna keep going. So, go ahead and hit those two lines. So I need to stop right there. Kind of excited to be able to just go back to Comic-Con. It's been a while. I guess one day I'll be able to. Oh man, it would be pretty dope if we could. I have no idea if we'll be able to. Um, Luckily, a lot of my favorite cons are like at the end of the year, so maybe things will pan out at the end of the year. But if not, it'll suck. And it's not even to like make money, like to go there and make money or anything. So I actually not, I'm not really set up to even do that. Would love to one day be able to do that, but still trying to get there. Instantly, the ruler moves out of place. Hmm. Okay, and I have to put 2 lines here. Yeah, bro, gotta use a ruler, sometimes. Don't be sacred. It's freehand. Freehand. Alright, so what I'll do is add this thing here. So we have the wind coming in from the right hand side of the panel, literally entering into the panel, kind of like, you can't contain it. And it kind of enters in from that frame and makes its way across. The only problem is it doesn't look as good as it could. Good thing is I can actually cheat a bit and actually do some of this in a computer, kind of add more to it. Gonna definitely use uh, like a lighter value for it, obviously, and the rocks in the background, and even the foreground, like the ground where they're standing and stuff like that, will definitely be darker value, so it'll stand out. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just got super quiet. Just zeroing in onto like the final touches that I needed to add. Hmm. Alright, I think the main stuff for this page is essentially done. I like most of it. Definitely will probably go over things here and there. For the most part, I really dig it. Happy to finally add those panel borders. It really solidifies what I'm going for on the page. It's a decent amount of certain amount of depth here and there. So really happy about that. Let's see. Yeah, the previous page just had less pieces to work with, you know, like less overall to have to do. It's just one character, well, two characters, a dialogue bubble, and some sound effect. We got some what is this like some special effect type stuff, you know, when it comes to like the I keep wanting to say steam, but it's smoke coming off of his hand or whatever. I think it came out really nice. But for this one, I had to do a bit less, like as far as like certain things go. Nothing energy based on or whatever, like smoke and stuff like that. But hmm, you know what? I could actually get away with doing a certain thing, but I would have to see what the other page. I remember which hand he hit it with. Alright. Nope, he did it with the left hand, so you wouldn't be able to see it that well. But this is page, what is this, 11? Yeah, page 11. Page 11 is actually a left page, even though it is on the right hand side. But that means that when the book gets binded, this part will be essentially in the spine part. I forget what it's called right now, but it'll be, you know, on the inside. So the best thing to do is kind of get people over to this side on the on the left hand side. But since he punched it, or he struck the boulder with his left hand, it would make sense to put the smoke on that hand, but it could get buried essentially. You wouldn't be able to see it in the spine of the book type thing. So there's that. Either way, I'm pretty satisfied with it though. I've actually done a bunch of these things on stream. That's what's really exciting, honestly. I don't know if I showed this. I added the borders to the previous ones, the previous pages. They look a lot better. I think I'm gonna end up changing his shoes out of continuity, because he basically should be wearing the same shoes that Halo's wearing. I didn't add all the borders yet though. These other previous pages. That's probably sounded odd. But yeah, these other previous pages. I really like these though. They also came out really cool. I also need to add some of the backgrounds here and there to them. But they're already in the alright, I already did this one. I just need to make it better because I don't really like the way it looks. See, I'm gonna definitely be making my way through and making this stuff even neater. I'm gonna go ahead and add pop borders on all this stuff. We're up to page 11 now. So page 12 is coming up soon. Well, it's the next page, and it's pretty action heavy thing. We've worked on these together also when I was doing things from the iPad, but this is essentially those pages here. Probably can't tell too much what's happening, but it's pretty action heavy. And it's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be pretty fun. These are the next two ones. The cool thing is, let me see here. How many panels? This is only 1, 2, 3, 4 panels here. And this one is 1, 2, well, it's a lot of panels here, but either way, I think that we should be able to get to both pages tomorrow. Tomorrow is what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Friday. Awesome. Yeah, we should be able to actually make it to these 2 pages tomorrow. And it'll just be really fun to be able to get to these. Yeah, actually, this is one of my favorite ones. It's one of my favorite ones. I really like how I was able to hit that pose. Actually, pull this down a little bit here. But yeah, I really like how I was able to hit that pose. It's pretty dynamic. It's got a good motion, speed, and weight to it that I really like. And I also got my Keem in this really nice dodging pose. Yeah, really happy to get to that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cut the stream short at this point. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Happy we've gotten all the way up to page 11. I think we're gonna start hustling through the rest of this chapter. So I don't think it doesn't require as much as like some of the other previous pages. You know, setting up the location, all the different backgrounds you got to draw and all that good stuff. Um, I'm gonna definitely, like I said, be going through and making some changes here and there if I think that they're worthwhile to make, and make sure that it reads well. Um, and this is everything I have to do before scanning the pages and working on them digitally. And that's like I want that to be like one of the easiest experiences to be able to even have. Like I want to be able to do all this work traditionally, scan it, and then hopefully scanning it, I have only left myself like 25% left to work on. You got your text, pop it in your bubbles, you edit all your line work to make sure it looks good, it looks clear, it looks clean, format everything to make sure all your pages are in the right panel borders and all that good stuff, all your page layouts and everything are done correctly. And then you just put on your tone or your grayscale, and then you're eventually done. But I want most of my work to have already been kind of done before I need to scan it. That way my originals look good without much help from like scanning the work, because I've already kind of worked on this with a computer to help draw all the underdrawings that I'm using to do the traditionals anyway. Yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. Be back tomorrow around 9 p.m. again. I'll be streaming again. And obviously, well, not obviously, but Saturdays and Sundays I won't be streaming. Um, but then Monday hits, we could do it all over again, Monday through Friday. And it's always good fun. I'm always enjoying working on this comic and sharing the experience with everyone here. Um, if you guys have any questions or anything you guys are working on, talking about, go ahead and pop it in the chat. We can talk about it. Um, and I can give you guys any answers you'd like to know about. Alright, everyone. Have a good night.